Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to the show. My name is DDare Bionic, if you did not know, and I am black with a brand new video, y'all. I took a momentary pause from this series, but I am back to my acting, theater, tips, whatever. I don't really remember what I called it, but I'm back with my theater series on tips and tricks to help you get into the theater community. If you want more of these videos, drop some topics down below, some things you want me to talk about. I have already talked about auditioning and directing. And if you want to see those videos, you can click the title card above. It'll take you to the, what do you call that thing that we make videos with? The playlist. Jesus Christ. And this time around, I'm going to talk about something controversial yet brave. Okay, in all actuality, it's not really controversial or brave. It's producing. We're talking about producing today. Before I jump into this video about being a producer, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get a notification every single time I post a video. I post twice a week. Anyway, let's jump into what it means to be a producer. So the dictionary defines a producer as, I'm reading it from my computer because I'm smart.
Because I'm smart and you aren't.
As a person responsible for the financial and managerial aspects of making of a movie or broadcast or for staging a play, opera, etc. Now, in my day, I have produced one play? One? It feels like it's been more. I don't know why. I guess because I've also put on productions. I produce my own stage shows when I'm live. When I perform live, I am the producer. I am the managerial and financial backing for all of my live shows. Unless it's something like a festival where I've been asked to come or I've submitted to perform. But if it's something that I'm putting on myself, if it's a concert, if it's a play, I'm the producer. I wanna be a producer.
I'm wet! I'm wet! I'm hysterical and I'm wet!
So to me, what a producer is and what the real true goal of the producer is to make sure everything functions properly. Managerial is a really good word for it. Thanks, dictionary. The producer is the person who makes sure that everything is lined up, that all the goals are being met as they come along. So even in pre-production, the producer is the producer is really the most important person in the show. Because if you don't have a producer, you don't have a show. If you don't have somebody to back the show financially, if you don't have somebody to secure a location, that's a big thing with producers, is securing a location. If you don't have someone who can pay for the rights, who can put out the casting calls and do all that stuff. Because as a director, in a lot of times, you are the one kind of, especially with community theater, but also in professional theater as well, you're the one reaching out and being like, hey, I am having auditions on this day. But the director shouldn't be responsible for finding a venue, for providing a rehearsal space, for paying for rights for the show. A lot of the times a producer will come with a show picked already. And it's the director should just come in, have the show, and be able to do their job. The producer has to provide all of that backing. So a company can be a producer, like the theater companies around town, around your town, wherever you are considered the producers of these shows. Like such and such theater is producing, and then there were none. Such and such theater is producing a colored museum. It's produced by this body, this company, because they are financially backing it. They are providing all of the necessary things. So let's talk about step number one, finding a location. Or actually, I lied. Step number one is building a team. So I am currently in the production phase of a show that will be going up this summer that I am directing. Very excited about it. I'll have more on that at 11. But why do I keep saying that? The first thing you want to do as a producer is build the team. My very good friend Jazz is producing the show, and he has built an incredible team. There's just 3 of us. It's myself, Jazz, and the playwright. but we work so seamlessly together, and we have so many ideas, and we bounce these ideas off of each other. And it's great to have the playwright as a tool, as a person on the team, especially when, you know, it's an original work. Very excited to produce it, very excited to direct it. We actually had a read through the other day, and it sounds immaculate. It's going to be great, and I can't wait to announce all of the cool shit that's happening with that show. But it's really important to surround yourself with people, and I said this in a directing video as well. It's so important to surround yourself with people who know what they're doing, who believe in the vision of the show, who will take the time to read the script, even if they aren't involved as far as like writing or directing or, you know, anything like that. It's important to have people who you can kind of delegate those responsibilities to. So build your team. We have a great team with our production. I'm so excited about it. So next, you want to find a location. There are, at least here in St. Louis, and myself and Jazz actually are fortunate to know a lot of people in the theater community here in St. Louis. We both have been doing theater for a really long time. So we have a lot of connections and have been very fortunate to get some free venues, some free spaces to rehearse, to perform, to hold auditions. Like, we are very fortunate in that way. I suggest, if you're producing a show and you are in the beginning stages, reach out to as many venues as you can. If you have connections in the theater community, try and sneak in when somebody's on their off season and produce your show while they are in between seasons, or reach out to some of the free venues that are in your location. I feel like there is at least one free venue that just wants artists to come and perform there in every city and state. I believe that with my whole heart. I don't know it for sure, but I believe that with my whole heart, because art is so important, especially live theater, especially live music and all that good stuff. And it's nice to have all those things coming back. So I feel like there's a lot of venues. Wherever you are, make sure you reach out, do a lot of research, and pick a venue that's right for you, that fits in your budget. Ooh, I'm glad I said the word budget, because I need to backpedal. I'm putting above building your team, number one, your budget. Make sure you are within your budget. Make sure you set a budget first and break that budget down by, like, your most expensive thing is either going to be venue or rights. Typically, in my experience, promotional material should also be a major part of your budget, because you want to print flyers, you want to promote online, you want to, if you can, document. I love using behind the scenes as a way to promote the show. To promote anything, really, because I love watching behind the scenes stuff, and I feel like other people love watching behind the scenes stuff, and it's a very smart marketing tool to be like, here's a glimpse of what we're doing, here's a little vlog about today's rehearsal, here's a little vlog about today's production meeting, here we go with this. You know, you want to pay your graphic designers, you want to pay people, you want to pay as many people as you can. Truly and honestly, everybody deserves to be paid for what they're doing as artists, as a part of your production, and build that into your budget as much as you can. I know that sometimes, myself included, I was not able to pay everybody the first time around, but the second time around I was, which was really cool. But make sure that you are budgeting appropriately for what you can afford. Don't be trying to build some $10,000 budget when you got $4,000 money. Like, don't shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars. Let me not crush your dreams. Shoot for the stars. Shoot beyond the stars. But within reason. Okay, so you've built your budget, you've got your team, you've found a location, and now you've already picked your director, and now you kind of put some things in the hands of the director, but you will still be present, maybe not necessarily at every rehearsal, maybe not necessarily at every show, but your hand needs to be in everything. If there's a contract, write up that contract. If there is difficulty with, actor director, kind of, you want to be the mediator as a person who is benefiting from the show. A lot of the times the producer is the one who benefits the most financially, as they should. And you want to absolutely 100% put your all into making the production smooth, working out the kinks. You don't want to leave high and dry once the director has cast the show. You want to be fully and wholeheartedly involved once the director has cast the show. You still want to be that point of contact. A lot of times the point of contact will be the stage manager or like assistant director or, you know, whoever might be the extra person in the room as far as being in the rehearsal space. But if somebody feels like they can't reach out to the assistant director, the director, you need to be the person they can go to. Some things that I mentioned in this that you might not know, like you might not have known that you have to pay for rights. I don't know if I've mentioned rights in other videos, probably not, but rights are, it really depends on the show. Some shows are more expensive than others. Musicals are going to be the most expensive because you not only have to pay for the rights to the script, but also to the songbook. Disney musicals are incredibly expensive, but plays, short plays or straight plays, I mean, typically range, I believe, somewhere between like $500 and $1,000. Let me just... $50 to $250 per performance, and when you put that together, it's like, you know, you're paying either somewhere between $50 to $200 per show, and you do the show 6 times. Usually, this is on a community or like slightly professional level. You know, you do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Sunday. Some people do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So depending on how many performances you do, you know, typically 6 performances is what you see. So I'm not good at math. Don't y'all love it when I'm vulnerable with? So let's just say you picked a show, relatively new, relatively inexpensive, so it's $50, and you're doing 6 performances. That's $300. That was pretty good. That's $300, not including the price of scripts that you will have to pay, you know, per actor. I believe the scripts are usually pretty inexpensive. Somewhere in the range of $300 to $1,000 is typically like reasonable. A reasonable price. And you know, if you get with a local playwright, sometimes they will only charge you like a flat fee. Sometimes you get, you know, it just really depends on the situation and what you're doing. If you're doing a well-known show, it usually tends to be a little more expensive. One thing I really would like to see happen, especially here in St. Louis, is some different shows, please. I'm pleading to all of these theater companies, please start doing something else. I know that rights are expensive, and I know that audiences have been built. If you're producing for a major company or a company that's established for a while, I personally like to look for a show that I've never heard of before, because I'm sick of seeing the same 4 shows. And I know a lot of people are sick of seeing the same 4 shows. Everybody has their favorite play. I could watch Little Shop of Horrors every day of the week and twice on Sundays. I love it. But once it's been done by 4 different companies within a year, it loses its majesty. I don't want to see it at 4 different places. I want to see it once and move on. I, as someone who has produced a play and in the future intends to produce more plays and potentially start a theater company, I really would like to see some more diversity in what we're producing on these stages. And not diversity as in who's on the stages, because I feel like we're on the right track. Not quite there yet, but you know, I have seen a lot more. I've seen more. I'm seeing less Caucasian. I'm seeing salt and pepper. But I do want to see more diversity in the types of shows we see. I know people, you know, these established audiences have a particular style of show they want to see, or they want to see a comedy, they want to see a farce. But, you know, the generation coming up behind that are becoming the established audience, they want to see something a little different. They want to see something more fun, something dramatic, something dark, something interesting. We have seen Neil Simon. We love Neil Simon. We love Neil Simon's plays. But wait a second. That sounds really shady. Oh, that sounds really shady. That is not shade. That is not shade to any group that is producing a show by Neil Simon. There are so many playwrights. There's so many plays. This somehow became less about producing, like the act of producing, and more about what I want to see. I didn't mean for this to go the way it did, but here we are. all in all, I would like to see, as a patron of the theater and as a producer, director, playwright, actor, that's the other thing that kind of keeps me off stage. I haven't acted in a really long time, and every time I want to go out for something, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll audition for this, and it's just the same old, and I want something that's going to be more interesting to get me back on stage. I don't want my first show back on stage to be something like meh. I want it to be something thought-provoking and powerful. I'm honestly, I kind of wish I was in the show that I'm directing right now. Because it's so good, and hearing the cast read through it the other day really just made me be like, oh, this should have been my first piece back. But I am excited to direct it. It's gonna be fabulous. Anyways, I hope you got something from this video. I honestly kind of rambled through this, and it took a turn at the end, but that's where we are in life.
But do you know what? It's all about fate in life.
Thank y'all so much for watching. Comment down below what you want to hear me talk about next when it comes to theater. I still haven't really graced you all with a monologue yet. I'm considering doing that as my next video, just giving you a monologue, just in general. Wouldn't it be crazy if I did the V for Vendetta monologue after I so vehemently was like, don't do that monologue? Y'all, comment down below if y'all want to see me do the V for Vendetta monologue, because I just might do it. You never know. Anyways, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video and hit the notification bell so you get a notification every single time I post a video. I post twice a week. So yeah, make sure that notification bell is on. And if you want to follow me on all my social media, it's linked down below at the link tree, as well as my discount code for Lunar Tides hair color. I see you. I love you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, y'all.